Hello YouTube, this is Landon, and today I'll be going over my Xbox 360 collection. Guess it's been a long time coming. Oh, maybe not too long, a couple weeks. But let's jump right into the video. First we have, of course, Assassin's Creed 2. I think whoever's played it knows it's a great game. Wonderful. Just completely changed the trajectory of the series. Some for the better, some for the worse. I mean, probably a lot of people think this is probably the best one. I guess I would kind of agree. At least for initial shock factor of what it brought to the series, I would say it probably is the best. Always fun to go back to. I mean, some of the early part of the game is just really hard to get through. Just like all Assassin's Creed games, the first couple hours or so are just painstakingly gather quest missions. And I mean, this game is a lot of gather quests, but I have beaten it 100%, got all the achievements for it, and can get it for not too much. Honestly, if you're looking for anything, just get the Assassin's Creed collection for Xbox One or Sony if you want to play that garbage. Next we have Transformers Fall of Cybertron. I think I also have War of Cybertron, the one that came before it. Fun game. Only got it for $12. Fun shooter. In the Transformers universe. Get to transform into the Transformers and their vehicles as well. Shooting's pretty good. Action is great. I think it was on the shorter side. Maybe a little bit. Actually, it's a good length. 8 to 10 hours. Fun game. Should be pretty easy to pick up and find if you want to check it out. I would definitely recommend it. Don't know if it's backwards compatible or not. Assassin's Creed Rogue. I've never played this one. Well, I have played a little bit of it. And it takes Assassin's Creed from the Templar side of things. So I guess that's different. I got the new upgraded version or remastered version for Xbox One, so maybe I will play that on stream, planning to play the series of Assassin's Creed on Twitch, twitch.tv.com/RedditTakes, where I'll go from antiquity, so Assassin's Creed Odyssey, to I guess the latest game will be Assassin's Creed Revelations. Because honestly, I don't want to play Syndicate. Any Assassin's Creed game that has Karl Marx as a protagonist is a no-go for me. And Unity, I started playing it and it just got bored, along with all the technical errors and stuff. So I think this is probably one of the last really good ones. This follows in timeline with Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, so I would probably get it. It's pretty fun, at least what I played of it so far. Now here's the first game I ever got, was the Indiana Jones, the original Adventures, the Lego version, along with Kung Fu Panda. Both games are actually pretty good. Indiana Jones, it's Indiana Jones in Lego form, so how could you ask for much more? It's just your standard traditional Lego game. Fun. It's lots of collectibles. It's just fun to get 100% on everything, which I did. And should probably get it for only a couple bucks now, if you still haven't played it. Then we have Kung Fu Panda. I suppose for a movie license game, it's pretty good, I guess. I mean, of course it's more for kids, but I mean, if you're an adult and you want some achievements, you could probably get the achievements on here pretty easily. So, if you're a kid, I would definitely play it. And if you're an adult and you want some cheesy gamer score points, go ahead and get it. This combo is probably only a couple bucks now, as are many 360 games. Next we have Fallout 3. I got the Game of the Year edition. It's a fun game, at least from what I played of it. I got a couple hours in. I want to get back into it and play it again, maybe stream it. I mean, it's Fallout, the last great Fallout game, honestly. Probably want to stream it eventually if I can. I know it's on Xbox Live right now, so I could easily, on Game Pass, so I can get that. So, if you like watching me on Twitch, look forward to this maybe in the future sometime. Don't have much more to say about it since I only played a couple hours, but from what I played, it is pretty fun. We have Bioshock 2. Honestly, I think No, I can't say that. Bioshock 1 is better overall, but Bioshock 2 is... The story is more closer to an Ayn Rand, her mythos overall. But Bioshock 2 is pretty fun. I don't understand why Bioshock games can't be streamed on Twitch. It really doesn't make sense. Why would you not allow people to stream some of the greatest shooters out there? But yeah, play the big daddy, help little sisters, kill the big sister, and just make your way through Rapture again for the second time. It's a fun ride. We got Mirror's Edge. Mirror's Edge, for its initial wow factor, was pretty fun, but going back today, it just feels like a tech demo, honestly. And the controls aren't that great. I mean, the parkour is fun as hell, but the shooting is awful, honestly. And this game just kind of punches you in the balls at times because it's just... checkpoints are kind of off, and yeah, I don't know. If you want to try something interesting and unique, probably worth a couple bucks if you haven't already played it. We got Halo 3, of course. Not much needs to be said. One of the greatest games ever made. Might stream the campaign at some point because I love the Halo series overall. At least to 3. Then some of the games get a little iffy, but not much that needs to be said about this one. I'm sure you've all already played it, so, and if you haven't, you should play the other games first, but yeah, Halo 3, great. You got Dishonored. I frankly love this game. It's fun. The stealth is... It's not great. I mean, it's not really stealth, especially when you compare to other games like Thief or Deus Ex. But I mean, I guess it's fine. The story's interesting enough. The graphic style is different. Looking back now, I mean, for me that year, this is probably the best game, but can probably find someone that disagrees with it. Dishonored is fun for what it is. Definitely worth checking out if you haven't played it. Yeah. Madden 13. I have a lot of Madden games, so I'll just do a quick thing. Madden 13, it's fine, I guess. It probably was a downgrade from Madden 12. I haven't played Madden 12. I've been looking for it. But yeah, Madden 13 was kind of a downer, just like Calvin Johnson. It's really it seemed like the start of his NFL career. And this is probably where Madden really started to decline, unfortunately. Madden could be great again, but until EA loses its exclusive license, I don't see much for it. Dead Rising 2. First Dead Rising game is fun. This one is somewhat fun. I mean, it feels a little too vast. And again, like, that's a glorified babysitting quest. You have to save your daughter, and always have to go back to cure her, and it's such a pain. I mean, the new weapons that you can make and you combine things together are pretty fun, but it's a Dead Rising game. I guess it'd probably be better if you have co-op, But I don't know, probably get it for a couple bucks. It's not the worst thing ever. Mercenaries 2, World in Flames is really fun. Really fun sandbox action shooter. Like the original Mercenaries, it's a fun time. You can probably get it for a couple bucks. I mean, you got a couple different characters you can choose from. The weapons are fun. Story's zany as all hell. And yeah, it's just a fun time. My copy is really scratched, so it won't even play. But if you can find it, it's worth it. Here we got Madden 16. Overall, it's fine, I guess. Yeah, it's just another Madden game. Not one of the best either. We got Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare. Again, not much that needs to be said. The campaign is one of the best in the series. It's really fun. Yeah, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4. Not much needs to be said. I wish the remaster would have been a little better. But, I mean, I would have loved if online gameplay was as fun as this was these days, because it just isn't. It's not great. NBA 2K11, the greatest NBA 2K game, honestly, in my opinion. When you could create a character and actually make a Michael Jordan type character instead of how modern NBA 2K games are, where you can dribble, or I mean you can drive the basket and dunk, but you can't shoot well. Or you can shoot and dunk, but you can't lay up well. You cannot make the perfect player like you can in this game anymore. And I guess it's to help balance with online, but I don't understand why people that are or like 10 people that are overpowered, or that are all like Michael Jordan or whatever position best player is, against each other would not be insanely fun. It's just, but yeah, play as Michael Jordan. You complete his 10 significant moments, and then you get to unlock him and play through his career in the My Player mode. This is the first game of My Player, and I played the hell out of it. This is a new copy. I got it for $2. I had to get it because my other copy is insanely scratched. Honestly, my Xbox 360 is kind of on the ropes, so I'll have to look for a new one in the future. Couch Hoops NCAA 2K7. Fun game. I haven't been able to play it like I said because of my Xbox, but $20, so this one's a little pricier, but these old school college basketball games are fun. Definitely check it out if you can find it. Sniper Elite 3. A good entry in the Sniper Elite series. I think this is one of the first ones where the X-ray kill cam really started to gain notoriety. I played it. It's fun. Definitely worth checking out. Wolfenstein: The New Order. Just finished streaming this on Twitch, so you can check that out if you'd like. Again, it's a Bethesda game. Can't get much better than that. Just really fun. Yeah, I spent a little more on this, but I think it was worth it overall. Kill Nazis. What could be better than that? Well, I guess killing communists, that would be even better, but we won't go into that. We have GTA San Andreas, of course, a classic. I had to get it for 360 because I just don't like playing PC games, honestly, with a keyboard. But yeah, it's fun. Not much needs to be said that hasn't already been said, but you can get it cheap on for 360, or you can get the crappy remastered version, which I wouldn't recommend because it's not very good. Dragon Age Origins, haven't played it much, although I heard the RPG is really fun. Definitely worth a look if you can find it. Maybe I can stream this someday, because I've heard really good things. I mean, the second one wasn't very good, but this one I've heard is really great. Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. I mean, for what it is pretty fun. The soundtrack is decent, I guess. Fun action game. It's on the shorter side, so I only got it for $5, so I guess for $1 an hour, it's fun. Because the campaign is only like 5 to 6 hours tops, and not a lot of replay value, honestly, beyond just playing it again later on. But yeah, it's a fun game for what it is. Alright, we got the original Dead Rising. Of course, fun game. I mean, it gets a little repetitive at times, but kill a bunch of zany characters, kill a bunch of zombies, use whatever you can find that's not nailed down, and go to town. We got Lord of the Rings Conquest. Fun game for what it is. It's basically Lord of the Rings with the Star Wars Battlefront type gameplay. It's I mean, it's not the greatest, but for a couple playthroughs, it's fine. This game is actually hard to get. I mean, especially I got it for $34, and it was a lot. I'm glad I finally found it because it took forever to find it, but from what I played of it, it's pretty fun. Not the greatest, but I wish Battlefront could be like this, or Battlefront could be like Battlefront again, and this does a decent job at recreating the formula. Alright, we got Prey. You're a bounty hunter, hunting down aliens, and yeah, it's pretty fun. It's unfortunate what happened to Prey 2, that it ended up getting canceled, but Prey 1 is pretty fun. I think this is backwards compatible. Maybe I could stream it someday, but from what I played of it, it's pretty fun. We got Crysis 3. This is the only one I have with in a physical copy, but it's one of the best shooters out there. It still looks great. I don't know how the remastered versions are. I wish they would go to Game Pass so I could try them. But yeah, Crysis 3 is the last in the series, but it's still fun. I mean, using the bow in stealth is awesome. Lost Planet. Now this was a really fun game, going through a cold planet trying to find an energy source for humanity, killing bugs, shooting the heat signatures on their bodies, collecting it to stay warm. It's really fun, using mechs. I mean, for what it is, it's a fun time. I think the campaign is reasonably long. I don't know how the multiplayer was, but I'm sure it was decent. Yeah, Lost Planet is a fun game. Can probably get it for cheap. Got Grand Theft Auto 4. Honestly, no, it's Grand Theft Auto 5, my bad. Grand Theft Auto 5. What needs to be said. I've gotten this for Xbox One too. And yeah, how much it needs to be said. Waiting for Grand Theft Auto 6. When that arrives, who knows when that'll arrive. Hopefully it arrives sometime in the next couple years. Now let's see, we got more Madden 10. Decent game overall, I guess. It changed up the commentary, but it's Madden. We got Madden 11. I love this because it has my favorite player on it, Drew Brees. And again, another Madden game. Not much that needs to be said. Not a terrible one though. Bioshock Infinite. It's kind of divisive, whether people like it or not. I find it fun. I mean, it still is Bioshock. I mean, some of the powers are a little weird. But I mean, yeah, another game I'd love to stream sometime, but apparently Twitch doesn't allow me to, so yeah, check it out if you can. You can find it for cheap. We got Call of Duty Black Ops. Again, not much needs to be said. Call of Duty Black Ops is great. Great campaign, great multiplayer. Didn't like the multiplayer as much as other games in the series, but it was still fun. Got this when it came out, and it was worth it for sure. Got Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Again, not much needs to be said about this one either. One of the defining genres, one of the hits for Xbox Live. With Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, I'm kind of excited for the remaster just to play it again. But again, the multiplayer is great. The campaign is even better. Really makes you feel like you're in a modern war. Pardon the pun. But, I mean, yeah, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is a fun game. Definitely check it out. Assassin's Creed 3. It was fun. The campaign was ridiculous. It was so ridiculous. It was fun to kill the redcoats, but this was when the missions started to get a little worse because some of the objectives for each mission were just ridiculous. I hate timed missions in games. It's awful. But yeah, Assassin's Creed 3 is fun. I got the remastered version, so again, I'll be streaming this one again because it's part of the timeline. So yeah, look forward to that in the next couple months, since that one's a little towards the end of the timeline. Got Darksiders 2. Yeah, I mean, the Darksiders game when it came out was just an underrated surprise, honestly. I mean, the campaign was a little short. Darksiders 2 was a little longer, I think around 9 to 10 hours, but combat is fun, fluid. The voices are great. Mark Hamill is great in this. Definitely worth it. Maybe I could stream this someday, honestly, because I've played part of this game. I've never beaten it, but I would love to play this and stream this again sometime. So leave your comments down in the comment section if you think this is one that I should stream. And letting you on a secret, I think it could be up there for sure. Got Star Wars: The Complete Saga, the original original Lego Star Wars, like all the original 6 movies. It's a fun game, really fun to complete. I never completed fully, but I'm working on it. But yeah, it's another Lego game. Yeah, I think I mentioned this while I was streaming the new Skywalker Saga, that you could either play that or this, depending on how much you like the newer movies. I didn't mind the newer movies for the most part. So, I mean, I went with that. But, I mean, if you want original Lego Star Wars where you can actually build more things, it's definitely worth checking out. You can get it for cheap also. So, Ncaa Football 13. I had to settle with this one. I want Ncaa 14 because I think that was the game where you can actually transfer your rosters easier for new systems. And yeah, this game was really fun. I'm glad I finally found it. It was only $12, so it was worth it. Again, these old college football, basketball games are just really fun. And I always wanted to be able to take a player from high school, then of course through NCAA, and then into Madden. I know you really can't do that anymore because this NCAA doesn't exist anymore, although it is coming back next year, so we'll see how that turns out. Not really sure it's going to turn out well because EA sucks now. Well, I guess they always have a little bit, but this was when EA sports games were actually great. We got Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Of course, we'll be streaming this. Yeah, fun game. It was definitely an upgrade from Assassin's Creed 3, but yeah, fun ship combat. Assassin's Creed as always. The story is ridiculous, but I love it. So yeah, check this out for the future as a streaming title. Next we have Left 4 Dead. Sure, it's been talked about to death. It's just a fun multiplayer zombie game. Developed by Valve, of course. And to be honest, I like it, but it's not my favorite game in the world. It's kind of repetitive after a while. Never played Left 4 Dead 2, but if you haven't played this already, you should check it out. We got Call of Duty World at War. Not much needs to be said. This would be a great streaming title, I think. But yeah, the really gritty nature of this war on the Eastern and Western Front were just fun to play. Kind of horrifying to witness some of the things, but again, I mean, kind of a change of pace for Call of Duty after Modern Warfare, but yeah, not much needs to be said. I'm sure a lot of people love this game like I do. We got Dead Space, of course. Fun game. Fun horror action, probably. This is probably the only really great Dead Space game. Dead Space 2 was fine, but this is the original. The original wow factor. Kind of hard, of course. Can't imagine ever getting all the achievements for this game. But yeah, if you haven't checked it out, check it out for sure. We got Mass Effect 2. Again, been talked to death. Would have loved to stream this game on Twitch, but apparently you can't stream the Legendary Collection for some reason. I'd love to play a character from 1 through 3. But yeah, fun game. Kind of a step down from 2 in some ways, and an upgrade in others. But again, if you haven't already played this, check it out. We got Castlevania Lords of Shadow. A fun action game. Kind of repetitive at times, some of the action, and it, to be honest, it's not the greatest game in the world, but I mean, for 3D Castlevania game, this is definitely an upgrade over the original N64 games when they first tried 3D, so they've definitely got better. Story is ridiculous, of course, but it's a Castlevania game, so you expect that. Definitely worth checking out sometime. Again, we got Ninja Gaiden 3, Razor's Edge. When I heard this game was out, I knew I had to get it, and it was definitely worth it. It was really fun. The story is even more ridiculous than the others, but yeah, it's a fun game overall. Especially since you got to use 3 other characters, and all of the combos are wonderful. Probably be streaming this on Twitch sometime soon in the future, so look forward to that. I'm in Arkham City, currently streaming this on Twitch right now, getting all the Riddler trophies again, going through the story. Honestly, this is the greatest depiction of Batman in a video game, even though, again, like I mentioned on Twitch, you can't really say he's an original character, because he's really not. He's kind of a copy of the Shadow, for sure. But, I mean, I'm not going to just throw away the media just because of that. It's Batman. I love Batman, and this game is great. Again, if you haven't checked it out, check it out, but I'm sure a lot of people who will watch this video have seen it. Assassin's Creed Revelations. I personally love this game. It's during one of my favorite periods of history with the invasion of, with Constantinople. This was a great setting for this game to take place in. This game is not as great as 2 and 3 were, so it's kind of a letdown in some ways, and the story is just even more ridiculous than it usually is, but I love the time setting of the Byzantine Empire and the unfortunate invasion by the fucking Turks. But yeah, this game is fun. We got Red Faction Guerrilla. Really underrated game when it came out. It was a continuing of the old Red Faction series. It's just fun. You just get to destroy everything just about. And combat is really fun. It's fun to destroy stuff. I mean, the mini games aren't too bad. And it's just a fun, zany story overall of trying to survive on Mars and liberate it. But yeah, it's definitely worth it. Got Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, or the third Assassin's Creed game. Second in the Ezio trilogy. I mean, this game doesn't look as good anymore, but it's a great setting, taking place in Rome. The multiplayer, which they threw into this, was just awful. I hate the multiplayer in Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed does not need multiplayer. Stop it. Please stop. It's terrible. It's not worth it. But yeah, building your brotherhood or rescuing people is fun, and just going through Rome or seeing and rebuilding Rome from the ruins it was at the time. It's just a fun time. Of course, we got Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim. I've played this. I haven't beat it, but I'm close to beating it. I don't know if it's a streaming title someday. Maybe not. Put your thoughts on the comments if you think I should stream this. But yeah, Skyrim. Not much that needs to be said. I personally like Arkham City was my game of the year over this, because there's much more to do, honestly. Always stuff you want to do. We got an underrated gem in the Chronicles of Riddick, Assault on Dark Athena. Now, it's not what Escape from Butcher Bay was, but the good thing is, when you get this game, you get Butcher Bay with it. So, I mean, if you don't like this game, you can just play Butcher Bay, and yeah, it's a fun game. Butcher Bay looks pretty good on 360, and I mean, Assault on Dark Athena was fun. The stealth is not terrible. I mean, the stories are a little ridiculous, but Riddick is a great character. One of Vin Diesel's best. So, probably get it for only a couple bucks, so definitely check it out. We got Dark Souls 2. Again, kind of a letdown from the original Dark Souls. But, I mean, it's still fun. I plan on streaming this someday also, once I get through Dark Souls 1, which I gave up on. We'll be going back to stream that some more. So, Dark Souls 2. I like it so far. We'll be hopefully streaming it again in the future. Got Batman Arkham Asylum, of course. Not much needs to be said. I will be doing a full review on this in the future, in the next week or so, because I just streamed this and I got some good footage for it. So, but yeah, it's Batman Arkham Asylum. What more needs to be said about such a revolution? This game is great. If you haven't checked it out, check it out for sure. We got Dead Space 2. Again, like I said before, it's not as good as Dead Space 1, because this is more of just your generic action game. But I mean, it's still pretty fun for what it is. Monsters are still creepy, still a decent setting, although the cult nonsense of this game is ridiculous. And yeah, it's still Dead Space. Definitely play it still. We got Prototype. I remember when this game was announced, I was so excited for it. Like, it just sounded so cool, being able to use all these different powers and just destroy so many different things. And to be honest, it was kind of a letdown. It really was. It's a real shame, because it's such a cool concept. And it got let down because the story was really bad, but I don't know. It's still fun to go back to. Kind of a letdown, but it's still worth a look if you haven't checked it out. Got Mass Effect, of course. Mass Effect, not much needs to be said. Great RPG action. The story is great. And yeah, I put so much hours into Mass Effect over the years, and we'll probably be playing another round of it in the near future, or not too far from now. We got MLB 2K10, the last great baseball game on Xbox 360. I know there is 11, 12, and I think there was 13. And then they stopped because it went exclusive to Sony, which fuck you, Sony. We didn't have a baseball game in 360 or Xbox for a long time because of you. And yeah, it's baseball, of course. It's really fun. Fun my player mode. Yeah, I mean, you're probably better off going with the new or MLB 2K21 or 2K22. But I mean, it's fun to still go back. Unfortunately, like all sports games, they're not backwards compatible on Xbox One, which is a shame. And we know why. I mean, the code is probably not there. And also because Madden would be pissed. Because no one would play Madden and they'd all play or 2K, 2K5. And for basketball, everybody would probably just go back to NBA 2K11. I mean, you wouldn't go back to this one because they finally have new games. But for a fun little roll back in history, it's fun to check out. Now we got Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. This game really frustrates me. It's fun for what it is, but it's really frustrating that it is not good to the lore. If I probably may not have talked about this before, but I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan, and I love the books. But in this game, kind of butchers the lore of it. But I guess for Assassin's Creed / Batman Arkham vibe, it's pretty fun, I guess. I mean, if you want to check it, but I don't know if I'll ever play it again because, again, the lore aspect is just frustrating. We got Crisis 2. This was a fun game, fun to play. The story was kind of hard at parts, got a little challenging, but it's Crisis. Crisis is a great series overall. Great shooter. It looks great on PC from what I've heard. And definitely check it out. Far Cry 3 was a revelation when it came out. It just revolutionized Far Cry series. Got to decide what happened. And I kind of went with a bad ending at the end. I want my friends to be killed. But I mean, yeah, it's a fun game. Just walk all throughout the island. Kill wild animals. Open world first person shooter. Again, and the story's great. Although it kind of loses its steam at the end. But it's still pretty fun. Now we got Rage. I was looking forward to this post-apocalyptic game after the asteroid Apophis hits Earth, which again, I guess is like it could happen in the future, but I doubt it. And people come back after being underground for years, and it's just trying to survive the post-apocalyptic world. And it's an id game, so it's still fun. I mean, it's kind of a letdown, honestly. Also, it's short. It's not very long. But for what it was pretty fun. Letdown from my expectations, but it was still worthy of checking it out. Got Mass Effect 3. Yeah, I played with the FemShep too. And again, not much news is said. I don't hate the endings in Mass Effect 3. I like the game overall. I'm not going to let an ending destroy my enjoyment of the series. I'm just not going to do that. Again, definitely worth checking out. We got Wolfenstein for 360. Now, this game was really fun. I think a little bit on the short side. They didn't continue with this version of BJ Blazkowicz. But, I mean, it's really fun. And I only got it for $2. And yeah, it's fun to go back to. The powers are fun. Yeah, definitely check it out. Might be worthy of a streaming if I'm able to stream it. Got Red Dead Redemption. Of course, not much needs to be said. I think in the future I would like to stream Red Dead Redemption, Red Redemption 2, and start by playing Red Redemption 2 to play it chronologically, as we found out. I never finished Red Dead Redemption 2, so hold the spoilers if you can. Yeah, Red Dead Redemption, not much needs to be said. I've already talked about Ninja Gaiden 2. I did a review of that, probably update that for a new review in the future. And last but not least, we have Call of Duty 2. Fun early shooter for the Xbox 360. It's really fun to play. Story's pretty good for the most part. And I guess it's an underrated Call of Duty game. Definitely check it out. You can get it for cheap. So I guess there's been my Xbox 360 collection. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe, share my content around. You can find me at TikTok at tiktok.com/redheadtakes and Odyssey at redheadtakes. So I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day, and God bless.